Okay, so I just want to make a quick video lesson showing my watch list. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I'm just going to go probably just through my top watches here, maybe through a couple of my secondary watches. Um, but yeah, so today's Sunday, we're getting ready for tomorrow. And let's jump into this. We got, okay, so Aacg, this was a breakout I made a video lesson on. I nailed this one from 239 to 290 on Friday. Get rid of these arrows actually. Okay, so not looking great into the close and after hours, but it did hold up technically right around a breakout level. So if this thing shows some squeezing and anything threatening to get back to 3, I'm really going to be looking for that 294-ish 3 breakout to get a quick squeeze to the mid 3s, ideally 4. I just think there's some shorts trapped in here. If we get a weak open, red to green, or whatever the setup really is, just keep an eye on this for some volume to come in, as if it does hold up, I do think we'll get a short squeeze. But also got to be cautious because the breakout was here 260s. We'll see how it reacts with the 3 resistance right above, since it did tap that. And there's definitely some volume up here, as we can see near the highs. It gets kind of extended with the volume, so there's definitely probably people bagging it and some shorts looking to add into the pops. So be patient. We obviously see with the history, not that great, but besides obviously that one day, but besides that, really there's not a whole ton to the history here. I do see this as a January effect play because of the history just being garbage, and now we're perking right into the first week. So it does have overhead resistance. It will likely end up getting shit on, but I think until then we might have another squeeze up to the mid 3s, maybe 4. And let's move on to the next one, Ntrb. What was my plan here? Okay, this is a multi-day bounce. Let me do the math real quick, actually. So we got close 391, 1218 minus 3.1, 1. Okay, around 212%. Hasn't really had any bounce yet. I will definitely be looking for this for a multi-day bounce now. I usually like the multi-day bounce, the initial spike, to get up 300% or more. But anything above 200, I'll start looking at it. Even 150. Sometimes they offer some decent bounces. In this case, we got a low float, low market cap, recent spiker. If this thing fails to crack 6, as it looks like it might want to, we got some decent bottoming around the low 6s. If this fails to break down, I do think we will get a multi-day bounce. We'll buy that high a day break of whatever it sets, let 5 minutes of consolidation go by the high a day break, and I'm aiming for this to get to the mid 8s, right around this area. So we'll see what happens, but this thing hasn't totally bounced yet. Could keep fading. Sometimes they have weak bounces or no bounces. But just imagining a bouncing ball, this thing should have a bounce here soon, and it will be the best bounce that it will have. Later on, they'll just keep fading lower and lower as momentum fades and there's more overhead resistance and less buyers coming in and whatnot. So that's my second main watch. Gbox, I missed this. I did not see this on Friday. But I did see this the day before when it was spiking, but I was just ignoring it. So we have this great play, this front side move here that just retreats all the way, just barely holds on to open price here on this Thursday. And then the next day fails to break down. All we get is an all-day climb, pretty much right back to the highs that it set that first day. Not the lowest float, but it definitely is not a big float. Relatively small market cap. Horrible history. I am going to be looking at this as a January effect play. So if we get good momentum, a failure to break down, VWAP hold, breakout over the 540, what was it? 543. I'll be taking a starter over 530, previous high daybreak to lead to the 543, and ideally test 6 plus. Just have that domino effect, just trigger each one to the next level. But definitely gonna have to see how it reacts to the mid fives. But I do think this might have a move in it tomorrow, as we have solid volume that first day here, and you bet your ass there were shorts in here, probably adding into pops and whatnot, thinking bigger picture. So if this thing keeps holding up, I will definitely take I'll trade aiming for the mid 6 area. And yeah, so just keep align all your bullish indicators. Good risk reward. It should pay off nicely if it works out. Mrin, this was a nice one. Morning. It just kind of failed to break down, made a solid double bottom, got a decent bounce here into the close. Never really broke down after hours. Once again, I'm looking at this January effect, just garbage history throughout especially the end of the year, but just generally garbage plays, and now buying is coming back to them. So if this thing fails to break down, I will love a 5, what do you call it? Previous high daybreak. I might attack it as a, what do you call it? A red to green move. We get a weak open red to green move in the mid 4s here. What did it close at? 453? Yeah. So looking at maybe a red to green move to test the 5 area and then squeeze higher, or play more conservatively. Just wait, be patient, let it hold up around 5, let it show you that it should have another leg up. But yeah, just looking for a quick test of the mid 5s, maybe 6. Nothing crazy. I am, like I said, taking my quick 10-15%. If I get 20, spectacular, but not expecting that in this market right now. Let's see here. I don't know what that is, but all these seem to be multi-day bounces. Just recent spikers that are failing to break down. Looking for them to come back. Lixt, what's this? Multi-day bounce just did not spike as much as I wanted, which is why I kept that in the secondary group compared to Ntrb, because I said that one spiked over 200%. I like it a lot more. But we'll keep an eye on these tickers. If these give up, they don't do anything. Oh, another one to keep an eye on that's still holding up. AVCT. Been looking for that 313 breakout for weeks now. A couple weeks, and it's still holding up. Still needs to get back to the high 2s, low 3s. But if volume comes into this, if it kicks in, and it's in the mid 2s, high 2s, I will definitely take a VWAP play to test 313 breakout, because we've seen that work out with Aacg. Here's an example there. We have, one second, Reli. That was another good one earlier in the week that I went over. We had this breakout and it had that previous high day right around the mid 9s. Quite similar to Gbox now that I look at it. Wow. Very similar. Interesting. Okay. 1 second. Let me compare these. Yeah, that's actually quite similar. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on Gbox tomorrow, since it's has a pretty similar chart to this. So maybe weak open red to green might be it. But in this case, we got a fake out. It did not continue, even though it was at all-time highs. That was quite devastating. Low float, low market cap. It was great, but yeah. So, just quick review of some of the tickers I'm gonna be watching going into tomorrow. Ntrb, Mrin, Aacg, some good ones. This is a late day spiker on Friday here. Another decent one to keep an eye on if it fails to break down. Previous high day break over mid threes, or a red to green move over the mid threes as well. Same level, they line up. I can see this giving a quick squeeze of mid fours. But yeah, just looking for failure to break down, having shorts trapped in there, and buyers coming in, higher lows, line up all your bullish indicators. You should get a short squeeze. But I'll leave it at that for now. Hope it was a good weekend. Time to finish studying up and just prepare for tomorrow.